Hello. I wanted to talk about something very interesting today. It's about Game Boy Tetris and the fastest speed, level 20, and how it came about that I, out of all the people, um, figured out how to go faster than this. So, maybe a short backstory. Yesterday, so that was, yeah, doesn't matter. Yesterday, Hepta, which is a relatively new person in the Game Boy Tetris community, and a very talented one to add that maybe, asked the question whether there is a speed faster than level 20 or level K as we know it from a ROM hack by Ospin, who is probably the most talented and most well known person in the whole Game Boy Tetris community when it comes to ROM hacking. So there's the ROM hack by him, who he did. He's kind of a mysterious figure who wants to stay anonymously, which I completely understand. He has this ROM hack called Rosy Retrospection, which basically takes the original Game Boy Tetris formula and applies all the or most of the modern physics to it, like 7-back randomization, hold, piece holding, and not instant lock delay and stuff. So enough of that. So Hepta asked whether there's a faster speed than level 20 or level K. So why I wanted to say that was because Ospin was the person who immediately came up with the solution to the fact that you cannot start Game Boy Tetris on level 20 speeds from the beginning. So he came up with a solution within like 10-15 minutes of him being asked about it. So that's the level K story, which we could talk a lot about. So, first thing that came to my mind was the Tetris Wiki about the Game Boy Tetris, which I've read a couple of times, of course. And there is this gravity table of Game Boy Tetris fall speeds in there, which basically says at which level, how many frames it takes for the piece to go one row, to go drop by one row. So on level 0, not surprisingly, it's super slow at 53 frames per row. And then at level 20, it's every third frame the drop. So potentially, knowing that, you could say that there are at least two more speeds available. Meaning every second frame and every frame drop. So then I remembered that in this article there's this, so I'll make that a little bit bigger. It always also states that this table is located at 1B06H, which I didn't understand at this point what it means, in the ROM. So what does it mean? 1B06, the H is just its hexadecimal annotation. So some people use the 0x before the number to state that we're talking about hexadecimals. Here it's indicated by the H at the end. So let's go to my favorite piece, which is the BGB emulator. Very powerful emulator, to be honest. And I have here the Tetris World ROM. And just to be clear, I have the GB operator and the Tetris cartridge to obtain these ROMs legally. I've heard that some people, I would not encourage that, but I've heard that certain people are going to the internet and use Google or whatever, not a stupid idea, right, to obtain these ROMs. So invest like me. So I have the ROM. I put it in the emulator, and I will just turn. So very powerful emulator. You right click and you have all these things available for you. And I will be using the debugger today. Don't be overwhelmed by all the things written here. So we are looking for the ROM, the entries in the ROM, which are shown here, here, and here. So this shows all the available things, like the address spaces, like the working RAM, whatever these are, the video RAM, and the ROM file. So what did we have? We had this address 1B06, and it says that the gravity table should be there. So 1B06, let's find that. I'm sure there's an easier way for that. So 1B06. Oh my gosh, really? Am I so... I have to fast forward probably. 1B06. So we have 1B05, and then we have two double hexadecimal digits. I don't know if you can see it because it's very small here. Doesn't matter. I will just copy these numbers into Excel, which is my favorite tool to use when I do things like this, and I will make it much bigger so you can see 1B06. So first thing I want to know is what this is. Obviously a hexadecimal number. What would that be in decimal? So we call this hex address. Then we make a second one, which is decimal address. I think that's the correct way to spell it, right? So what we do is we take this Excel function, which is hex2dec, very handy one. So we know it's at decimal address 6918. And I also know, so the value that is at this address is the 34. So you have to think about these annotations. It's always mirrored. The first number comes after the second pair of numbers. So we do the same thing here again, decimal. So we have 34, then the next one is 30. Then we have 2C. It's getting a bit messy here. What the heck? That's not what I wanted. Is there no way? 2C. Oh, maybe I can make that hexadecimal. I don't know. Whole thing, like right click, format cells, number. No, probably not. I will just make it a text so it doesn't look so bad. 2C 2824. Yeah, whatever. 21B 1510 0A09 0807 0605 0504 0303 0304 0, 2, and then 21. So obviously this 21 is not part of this thing. So if we think about it, it's very likely that this is the next address, of course, or it's not likely, it's actually exactly what it is. And then 6920. Please, no jokes about the 69. So that did not work. Why not? 6918. Format cells. Oh yeah. First I have to copy that like this, and then we can probably drag it down exactly. So these are the addresses. Let's make that a little nicer, like this. So decimal address, we want the hexamal address for that, which we do by dec to hex. These ones, and that of course did not work because I forgot the E. So yeah, that looks okay-ish. So what are these numbers in decimal? We do the same thing here. Hex to decimal, and we get a 52. 48. Okay, so let's compare to what the gravity table from here says. So 52, that's actually one lower, so 53. So if we add 1, probably, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So frames is this plus 1. So we get the exact gravity table from here, and we don't need that anymore, and we can work with that. So this is level 0, 1, 2, 3, and we just go on like this, and we get to level 20. Okay, I don't like that so much. Wait, I want to make it 2 rows. This video is going to be much longer than it needs to be again, so that's typical for me, and I'm kind of sorry in advance, kind of not at the same time. So we have at address 1B06 the number 34 in hexadecimal, which stands for 53 frames, level 0. We don't need this anymore, but first let me just copy these values so I can delete this one. We don't need that anymore, so just delete it. Oh, yes, we needed that. Just copy and paste the values so we can delete this. Yes. Okay. Do you know what? I want it like this. Okay. So, at hexadecimal address in the ROM 1B06, we have the value 34, which is 53 frames per drop. So let me see. I got this number here, so 1B06 here. So I want to modify that, which was 34C9. So the 34 we want to change, it always comes in pair, to, let's say, the fastest speed, which is, wait, I made a mistake there. Let me check the table here. 53, 49, 45, 41, 37, 33, 28, 22, 17, 11 is 9. Okay. 10 is 10, 9, 11, 8, 12, 7, 13, 6, 14, 6, 15, 5, 16, 5, 17. Okay, here we go. That was the mistake. So 5. Yeah. Okay. And this value is certainly not part of the gravity table anymore. So the fastest one we said is 0.2 in hexadecimal, so we changed that to 0.2. What we did is we actually changed the value of level 0 to the fastest speed. Let me check if that works. Yeah, that's pretty fast for level 0. So let's see, level 1 is that. Yeah, I'd say that's right. So if we can make it 3 drops per frame, or drop every 3rd frame, we can also make it a drop every 2nd frame. So we know now that the value is always shifted 1 frames and the other one. So 0.2. What am I doing here? So 20. I'm doing something wrong. 6, 6, 7, 8, 5, 5, 4. Ah, yeah. So 0.2 would be every 3rd frame, so 0.1 would be every 2nd frame. So we changed that again to modify data 0.1. Wait, that was the wrong address. 1B. There has to be a 1B05 we're looking for. 1B05, okay. Modify data 01C9. So that should be even faster now, and it is pretty fast. Faster than level 20 now. So we can go even crazier. And why is this happening? Change it to 1B 05 00 1 C9. So let's see if that's gonna work. We have a crazy fast speed, and yeah, obviously crazy speed here. So now I remembered the Game Genie code that Ospin provided for level K extension, and I will show you what it does. It is this one, 145 F2E C4E, and in BGB we have this option to choose cheats. F10 we add, and we can just add the thing here, so extend level, and we enable it, and when we look at it again, not edit, we see here, I hope you can see, that at address 15F2 in the ROM, the old value 09 will be overwritten by a 14. 14 hexadecimal is 20 in decimal. So instead of going just to 9, it goes to 20 now. Okay. So let me check if that works. Should work. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So after 9 there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, because in the video RAM actually, that's the reason why. Let me check other VRAM viewer. It's a little bit small, but you can see that after the numbers 9 there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G and so on, and K would be 20. So if we start the game now, you can see level K, which is level 20 speeds. And in the gravity table here, we are here. Now, Sebastian Staacks, who actually invented this GB interceptor, that's a story I'm gonna talk about in another video, because I was also involved in that, not directly but indirectly. He told me about this Game Genie code and what it does. And what it does is it extends, as I already said. So if we add it, we extend to 14 in hexadecimal. What if we go further than that? So 15 and 16, that would be 2 levels after K. So let me see. If we change that to 6 and look at it again, indeed 16 hexadecimal. So just let me verify that here. This value in decimal, so hex to dec. Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh, that changed to the wrong layout. That's why. So hex to decimal. And we insert this number here, 22. So it should go beyond level K. L and M. You could go to FF, which would be level 255 actually. What it will do, it will just go further in the ROM, all these addresses down. And I have no idea what comes after the gravity table. So at the next positions, let's see. So I expanded it even further. So we're at level M and the speed is super slow. Why is speed super slow? Because if we go on in the gravity table here, it just there are high values. So what happens if I overwrite these two values? So that's 1B. Oh, wait, let me check. So 1B, 1B. That's the forbidden level L, and the forbidden level M. That would be 1B, 1C. Oh. So what if we just insert here the values 0, 1 and 0, 0, which would correspond to 2 frames per drop and 1 frame per drop respectively. So let me do that. 1B, 1B. 1B, 1B. Okay, that's 21C2. Remember, it's mirrored. So what we need here is value 0001. If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. So I changed the ROM now exactly to these values. Let me just finish this game because it's stupid. So let's see if that's gonna work. I don't know. Quite honestly, I really don't know. Yes, oh my gosh. We have the level M speeds here. Go back one. And the level L. And we have ourselves a ROM hack. What I overwritten after the gravity tables, I have no idea, but so far it looks like it's not bad. So now for testing, I've overwritten the speeds for level 0. I just want to be complete here. So 1B15 I'm looking for. 1B15. Okay, that was a little bit weird. Modified data. The 04. Is it really 1B15? No, it's 1B05. Modify data. 53, if I'm not mistaken. C9. Let me check that. Probably, no, not 53, 34, of course. So, you could change the whole gravity table to whatever you want. And put this value in here. No problem. You can even extend now. And I don't know how far you can extend. But theoretically, you could extend to 255 values, which of course is going to crash the game, I think, because the values after the gravity table in the ROM need to have some sort of task. Okay. What we can do now is we save that file, the save ROM as Tetris Super Speed. It didn't even ask me. Usually it asks to fix the checksums because there's a checksum that needs to be correct. So first I put fix checksum. And I save again, save ROM as. Yes, save it as this. So let's close that whole thing. Let's find that ROM on the desktop, which is here. Wait. BGP emulator and click. So. We deactivate all cheats. There are no cheats in there, so that's good. I don't like this window anymore. So let's see. No cheats. So if it works, it works. It does not work. Why? Because I did not change the this one, the 145 F2E C4E, which actually is 165 in our case now. So let me check that. Double click or edit. So we want to change address 15F2 to 14. 15F2. So let me put that in here. 15F2 to 14, and it was 09 before, so let's find that address. Okay, let's go here. How long is that video? Oh my gosh. I can't make short videos. Whatever. So, debugger. 15F2 on the ROM, which of course has to be in the ROM because it's in the ROM address space. I think I'm not talking too much gibberish. I'm not really good at this, that's the thing. That's the first ROM hack or anything I've done, and my knowledge about ROMs and stuff is really, really basic. I was on the shoulders of giants here, and that was a super, super lucky coincidence that all the parts just worked together, finding the gravity table, finding the address in the ROM, which was also on the Tetris Wiki, and then analyzing this and seeing that what these things mean, and then knowing from Ospin how to expand the level selection. So you change from 09 to 14, which is 20, and then Sebastian Staacks, the GB Interceptor guy, who explained to me what it actually means, so I can extend it even further and also extend the gravity table in the ROM even further without destroying the game, which is completely insane. That's way above the level of my understanding. So don't give me any credits for that, please. Honestly, I'm not trying to be modest here. It's actually true. So 09FE was the original one. I want to change it to 14FE, which is now in the ROM. And I want to fix the checksum and save the ROM. Tetris Super Speed. So close, close, open, and desktop, put it here. It's just crazy how these things sometimes work together, and sometimes you're just lucky. Honestly, I was just lucky with that. My skills should not allow me to do this. So, it works, it works, it works. Let's go to the last one. Has to be now. That's level K, that's not the, yeah. Okay, I'm stupid. I wanted to change it to 16, not to 14, so oh my gosh, this video is gonna be so long. So 15F2, 15F1. So 14 has to be 16, of course. 16FE. Okay. File, fix checksums, file, save ROM as. Did I just pause during the curtain animation here? Yes, I did. That's very peculiar. So, again, whole spiel from the beginning. So, and how does that's a ROM hack now. These are illegal to share. What isn't illegal to share, so 9, 10, are either Game Genie codes, which we now know how to generate. We use the F10 command in add and just say at this address we want the new value, and what was the old value. That's a thing actually to make sure that if a game is bigger than the address space, so I don't know why I should explain that, but I will. So if a game is bigger than the address space, you can exchange whole bits of the ROM. So that's called ROM bank switching, I think. And which means that the same address can be occupied by different values at times during the game. So the old value is kind of a checksum to be sure, only to exchange the value if we really talk about this value. So we can generate address, new value, old value to a Game Genie code and the other way around. So we have complete freedom there. So yes, level M works. Level L works, and it looks so slow now. And do you know what looks even slower? Level K. Oh, that wasn't level K. That's level K. It looks so slow now. Oh, it didn't. Yeah. So we have ourselves a ROM hack, which we are not allowed to share. But we can generate the Game Genie codes, which is extend the level to level M, which is 22. So at address 15F2, you want to exchange the 9 for 16. And we can do the same thing for the B type, which is at a different address. We take the 14 here. We take the 14 here and make it a 16, implement that, so we have the same thing for the B type. And then we have these two codes that extend the level selection to 22. Then we just want to add to the ROM entries after the gravity table 2 more entries, 2 frames per second, 2 frames per drop and 1 frame per drop respectively. That's the whole magic. So this is absolutely, I've never done this before, but I think there's a way to, if we have here the original ROM and this ROM, I think there's a way to ROM patcher. I think that's the Mark Robledo has this very good ROM patcher creator mode. So we, I can't believe this works now. We put in the modified ROM here and the original ROM here, and we can say which type of patch we want. I've forgotten there are some patches that are more illegal than others because some copyright protected stuff will be in there still. I think the UPS one is the one that's very safe in that regard, so it's kind of legal. So you can share the ROM patch with people who own a legally obtained copy of the game, and then they can. So I have the patch now, and you just put in the ROM file and the patch file, and then you get yourself a patched ROM. Cool. I wouldn't have expected that to work immediately, so I'm kind of lucky today. So let me check. GB Interceptor. I have the GB Interceptor and the EverDrive in my original Game Boy. So we wanted to make sure that this thing actually also works. The SD card is in the computer. We just copy this thing here into Game Boy folder Tetris hacks, and in here we call this Tetris superspeed.gb. Take out the card, insert the card back in the EverDrive. So we test it on real hardware now. Oh my gosh, it works. So that's real life here. That's the real Game Boy. Tetris hacks, Tetris superspeed.gb, select and start. So of course now it waits for the Nintendo logo to come down before it can show the image again. A-type, music off. So I did not patch the B-type, but you can trust me, I tested it. So let me see. Is So that's absolutely impossible. Maybe. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here you go. All the magic. We know now how to modify a ROM using BGP. We know how to convert Game Genie codes to what address is over, what value at which address is overwritten, and the old value. And we can do this in both ways. We can create ROM patches from a modified ROM and the original ROM, and vice versa. So we can create Game Genie codes, we can create patches and ROMs, modified ROMs. And we just made a crazy version of Game Boy Tetris, which I'm kind of proud, even though, as I said before, these contributions are more by the people from Tetris Wiki who did the work to find the gravity tables at this address. Without that, I wouldn't have even closely succeeded in that. Then Ospin's work with the level extension and Sebastian's work with telling me what that Game Genie code actually does. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a video at 41 minutes. I'm so sorry. But I think it was cool. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.